Good morning, everybody. It's Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpening, Laser Engraving. So this is how I start my morning. Most mornings, I take my dog out for a walk before I open the shop. It's 8 o'clock here in Virginia. I got my coffee. I got my dog. We go out for a quick walk, usually around the block, depending on the weather. He's an old boy. This guy's 14, and if it's really cold, some days he doesn't want to go walking. But once it's nice and it's kind of cool out today, it's in the 40s, but that's pretty good for him. He likes that. If it's really cold, that's when he doesn't really want to go walking. But he's the shop dog, and what I wanted to talk to you about today, and why I have you out on my walk, is just because last night we had our Guild of Professional Sharpeners meeting. We have it every first Thursday of the month, and our guest last night was Cliff Curry. Tons of you guys know Cliff. I know a lot of people who follow my sharpening channel on YouTube also follow Cliff. So we get, bombarded with things that each of us do, and guys see us do things. Some things we do differently, some things we do the same. Our businesses are quite different. And one of the things I love about the guild, what happened last night, which was a lot of times, I'm at the guild meetings a lot more than Cliff is. So a lot of times I'm answering questions and talking. And last night I got to sit there and actually just listen to someone else. Good morning. Being able to listen to Cliff talk and see where he is with his business, and then compare it to where I am with mine, and see the differences. Do I like where I'm at? Am I doing what I want to do? It gave me just a ton of ideas. I mean, I woke up at 5 a.m. with a ton of ideas of things that I wanted to talk about in my podcast. So I'm going to make it the subject of my next podcast, is what things that I took from last night's meeting, listening to Cliff and comparing it to my business. Am I happy with my business? Do I like the way that I do things and what things we do differently? And then I'm going to apply that to how I think that can help all of you, which I think is important. And that's going to be the subject. So I love when Cliff's there, because one, I always like hearing from Cliff. I myself have also learned a ton of things from Cliff. I know a lot of you who follow my podcast and follow my YouTube channel tell me all the time, hey, I follow two people for sharpening. It's you and Cliff Curry. And I appreciate that. I really do, because it's very awesome to be even lumped into that category together. I don't look at myself as the same as Cliff, because, Cliff is a guy that I learned from, who inspired me to get started. It's just, it's very humbling to have people say, I got my business started thanks to you and thanks to Cliff. And, we all, I guess, kind of feel that way too. And listening to Cliff last night talk, there were guys that he followed that I had never even heard of, guys that were on YouTube even long before I even started looking at sharpening videos, and I started my business in 2019, and Cliff's been at it for, I think, 30 years. I mean, it's a long time that he's been doing it, and he's done a little bit of everything. He's done the mobile thing, and now he has a brick and mortar. And that's kind of, what I'm going to talk about, which was, why I really enjoyed last night's meeting, is what it's going to be the subject of my next podcast. I love to use Cliff kind of as a barometer of, am I happy with what I'm doing? Am I where I want to be? Am I making good money? Do I want to make changes? And that's going to be the subject. And I'll go into it. I literally was up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and I just had so many thoughts in my head about the podcast and what I wanted to talk about that I took away from just listening to Cliff. So you can see I jumped back on my computer real quick. I am getting ready to finish up starting my day here. We are all influenced by each other, but I do love that the guild, we all share. We try and come up with solutions for each other's problems. We try and give people ideas to the many ways that you can do this business. And and that's the thing. There are just tons and tons of ways to do them, and we're all influenced by each other, and that's not a bad thing. Take the good and take what you don't like and, make your own version of what it is that you want to do. And that's why I really want to talk about this podcast, because it really opened my eyes to that. I very much like how I am currently running my business, that we don't all have to be the same. You can have incredible success at doing your own thing, and you don't have to 100% follow somebody else's blueprint for what's working for them. And in fact, I would say I honestly don't believe that's a smart thing to do. You don't want to copy anyone 100%, because what may work for me here in Alexandria, Virginia may not work for Cliff in Hawaii, or somebody in Nevada, or somebody wherever else you are, or like Matt in the Guild, who's up in New Hampshire, who clearly gets a lot more like farming gear. And every one of us, depending on where we are, where we're in the country, where we are, whether we're rural, whether we're city, whether we are in between the two suburbs, we all have different things that are going to make our business successful. Those little things that you're going to know about your area that I don't know are important. You might know something about your particular area where you live that's going to make your sharpening service successful, that may not work for me. And there's things that I might do that may not work for you. And that's okay. Take the good, take what looks like this is a piece of valuable information, and use that to carve your own path in your sharpening business. But it's okay also to be influenced by others, and we're all influenced by each other. Trust me. I'm wearing these. I love to call these my birth control glasses, because when I was in the Navy, these remind me of the glasses they gave you in boot camp. So these are meta glasses that record, which I bought because I was influenced by Cliff Curry. Yes, Cliff, these glasses are because of you. I had to go out and get prescription ones because my eyes aren't great, so I couldn't just buy regular old meta glasses. I had to get prescription ones. And I also got ones that have transition lenses, which change to dark. So when I go outside, they look like regular Wayfair sunglasses. We're all influenced by what each other does. It's okay to carve your own path. It's okay to steal from each other. I don't even like to say stealing. Let's just say learning from each other's experiences. Use that information to your advantage. That's my main point. Don't be afraid to try something different. All right, well, before I drone on too long about stuff that I actually want to get into the podcast, I'm just going to end this here. But that's what I got coming out. I'm going to start working on that tonight. Probably, hopefully, have it ready for this weekend at some point, and I will be putting that out along with a couple other videos that I have in mind. So that's it for now. Have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you soon. In the description of this video, I will put a link to the Guild of Professional Sharpeners for those of you that might be interested in checking out the Guild, as well as some other links that I think you might find useful. And I will catch you all later. Have a great day.